Hey YouTube, it's me. It is a lot different setup in here if you're freaked out. I have a lot of shadows. I have terrible lighting in this house. But listen, I'm I'm in here because I'm just going to try to record this and see how it goes. I am literally exhausted. I'm pretty tired. I am doing my update video a day early just because I've been late a lot. So I'm like, whatever, early is fine. Bump date, I guess I'll try to do a bump date. There it is. You can see it. There it is. I have a lot of back fat going on. Anyway, I wanted to sit down and do the recording. So we're sitting down. So I have like a couple things I want to talk about because there's not a lot to update in one way. 32 weeks. We're doing good. All pretty much the same symptoms, right? We have the heartburn, we have some fatigue. It really has gotten, I've noticed a big downshift in my energy levels this week in terms of, sometimes it's just my energy levels in general, and my little superhero supplement that I was taking is not keeping up very well. It's really not, which is a bummer because I'm glad we've gotten as much done in this house as we have, but there's a lot to go. There's more. I mean, I guess if I had the baby right now, it wouldn't be the end of the world of where we're at, but it's just, it would be really nice to get done. So I've just noticed that sometimes it's just an in general energy thing, and sometimes it's like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this task, and I get like partway through the task and I'm like, oh no, I simply cannot go on. So that's a pretty big one. I've had headaches. I've had 2 headaches this week. That's not been fun. I've had a little nausea. I've noticed the eating is getting really, really tough. Loss of appetite, big time. I have to kind of make myself eat. Nothing really sounds good. I think what I should be doing is eating more often through the day and more or less skipping meals. And I'll kind of circle back to that idea a little bit. But that is proving to be difficult for me. So then I end up eating too much, and then I get kind of nauseous, kind of sick. So I'm not a fan. I'm just really not a fan of that. I think at this point I'm about 17 pounds up, 15, 17 pounds up, something like that. Not terrible, but you know, I need to be doing food and exercise differently. It just doesn't feel feasible to me right now. I mean, I have been waiting all pregnancy to start exercising, and now I'm just like, I don't have it in me just because I've been so busy. I've been so busy. What else? Other than, I'm going to tell a little story and then I'm going to get into something else. I don't know. It's all pretty much, that's where it's at. Discomfort when I'm sleeping. That's there. Yeah. So my story is not last night, but night before last, okay? So I've talked about my sacrum being out and struggling with, you know, some instability there. I also think the fact that I am 36 and I have EDS is making it worse, okay? So keeping all of that in mind, I just was struggling. Whatever I just said 2 days ago or whatever, all day I had no energy. And then on top of that, walking around was just miserable. I had shooting pains down my leg. I mean, it was like nerve pain, you know, down my right leg. It was so obnoxious and it was bothering me so much. Okay. Well, I pushed on through the day. I got a couple of things done. I mean, nothing like what I wanted because I had help with my kids that day. Nothing like what I wanted, but I got some things done. Okay. I get to the end of the day and I am straight up walking like someone who probably should have a knee replacement or something. I mean, I am hobbling, literally hobbling around. And I couldn't help it. I wasn't putting it on. I wasn't anything. It was literally to make my body go. It felt like I just kind of had to kick my legs out and waddle around. It's like, oh my gosh. And I felt so silly. My husband was kind of calling me out a little bit. And I'm like, I can't help it. Like, I'm really in a lot of pain. So that night, my 3-year-old, my kids are going through a weird phase. I'm not a real big fan. But my 3-year-old is going through, I mean, a terrible phase, if I'm honest. We have a lot of fits going on and things like that I'm just trying to navigate. I'm trying to stay on top of, and I'm trying to get her to stop. Just knock it off, you know. But it's happening, and so she wasn't wanting to listen and all this. And finally, I get her in our master bathroom, and I'm trying to like get her ready for bed. So she's in the floor, and I'm changing her clothes. She can change her own clothes, but I'm helping because she's not listening. And so get all that done, and then I go to get up, and my husband goes to help me. But it was like kind of too little too late, and he was in a weird place and I was in a weird place, and we have this like half wall thing, and I like grabbed this wall to like get myself up because, mind you, I was in absolutely terrible shape that day. So I grabbed this wall thing and I pull myself up, and as I pull myself up, I step and all of my weight goes oddly on this one leg. And I felt my entire like pelvis area. I felt everything like shift, kind of like that. And I was like, ooh. But then I stood up, and when I stood up, I knew something was not right. And I like walk feet like this, huddle, like hunched over. And I'm like this, my feet across the floor to the bed. And I like go and I like get set on the bed, and everything's tight, and I'm going, oh, and panic, because once I sat down, I could really feel how out of place everything really was in that area. And I was like panic, and I'm like grabbing onto stuff, and I'm shifting my weight, and I'm doing all this, and I mean, it was painful. It was painful. And I'm doing one of these. My husband's like, what? The kids are everybody's gathering, what? And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I just look at my husband, and I'm sure pure terror. And I was like, my whole pelvis is out of place. Oh my gosh. He's like, you know, like, that can't be good. I'm like, oh my God. So my kids are trying to like be helpful, and I'm just like, go away. Let me handle it. So eventually I get everything lined out, and then I go to stand up, and it feels like every organ I own is trying to fall straight through the bottom of me. So I sit back down. Oh, you know, I'm like, that's rough. And I'm trying not to be a drama queen. I'm like, everybody just leave me alone to deal with this, you know, because I don't want to be a drama queen, but like, this is really intense, you know. So I sat there for a minute, and then I went to get up, and it was okay. I was still kind of hobbling around, but it was like better. Huge difference yesterday. I don't know what happened, but I know that I'm walking around yesterday, and I was waiting for like the shoe to drop all day. I was trying to do everything like as early as possible, because I was like, I'm going to end up having absolutely zero energy. Which, like I said, I lose it. I definitely lose it, but it didn't hit like the day before. The day before was like murder. It was so bad. I was so tired. Had no energy at all. And then I was like, I have to do everything now because I might not be able to walk tonight. Like, it felt to me like I'm going to hit this wall and, you know, everything is going to be all messed up in my legs and, you know, all of this. But I did fine. And I got up today and I've been walking around and I haven't run into all that. So that was interesting. I don't know. It's great. So something I wanted to talk about too is I went back and I watched my 31-week pregnancy video with my daughter, my last daughter. I wish I would have done this with all three of my kids. It made me realize I don't document this one quite as well as I did with my daughter. With my daughter, I was like very, very present, very in the moment, you know, very educated, all of this different stuff. I had more time because I only had one kid. I was going into two, but I only had one kid. And then on top of that, I worked 3 days a week from home. And my mom would keep my daughter, and I would just put my little earbuds in, and I would listen to things that would, like podcasts or videos, things that would help me to prepare for, you know, following along through pregnancy, prepare for labor, prepare for delivery, all that kind of stuff. And I'm not as on my game. So it was really interesting listening to me updating my pregnancy. I was more thorough. I talked more about what the baby was doing. So to that end, I would like to say, you know, this baby, I'm having a really hard time figuring out his placement. Sometimes I know he goes horizontal, and sometimes it feels like he goes, you know, vertical again. But I don't think he's head down yet. I'm going to do a comparison video later. My daughter's waking up, so thank you for joining me on this update video, and I'll do a comparison video later. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.